We did it. There we go. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure that out. Alright, welcome back to the shop. It's been a long week. Probably not going to get much done. I'd rather be inside watching March Madness, which I know most people are. So, come over here, you can see I've got the entire carcass glued up. Managed to get this done right after we stopped filming yesterday. Make sure I unmuted the audio. Yes we did. So I got the carcass glued up. Few errors that we got to fix tonight. My goal for tonight is to fix some of the mistakes and install the false door. And tomorrow we'll make the top panels that go around the outside. Let's see what we got. Try to make sure that thing's working. Ah, thanks, Barry. Well, hi, Eve. Hi, Eve. I'm making a planter box. Are you a woodworker? If you're a woodworker, what are you working on? What's on your bench? Oh, I do have to say, the guy that I work with, I stole this idea from. He used to build decks for a living. He gave me all this wood today. I don't think he wants to build a deck. I think he'd rather just give me wood and tell me to leave him alone. But anyways, let's get we got this out of the clamps. Make sure it doesn't fall apart. Actually, I gotta get better about holding both of these. What happened here? Let's flip it around. There we go. So we've got everything assembled. There's a few little errors to fix. What do we got? Yeah, see down here we got this hole I drilled through. Got to plug that. It's flush at the top, which is good. It's a little crooked. Surprisingly, it all came out kind of square. If you saw the glue up, you knew it was a little chaotic. Native American style flutes? That's pretty Pretty interesting, man. Isn't that like 4 or 5 like wooden pipes staggered in size? I plan on this being white. I don't know. I don't know what my wife wants. But white's kind of like the standard. Whatever she wants. Well, we got to plug that hole, and I want to reinforce this joint. This joint. Just because the biscuits didn't wind up lining up real well. So I'd like to drill dowels through this joint. But it's Friday. I don't plan on getting much done tonight. Just kind of playing around in the shop. You can go to the store and get them cut for free. Now they charge like 50 cents to cut plywood in half. We got the drill. Let me see if I got dowels. It's probably too big. You got that down? Ooh, I got an oak dowel. All right. I think this is 1/4 inch. Let's see if it fits in this hole. There you go. Nope. And that's upside down. Yeah, that doesn't fit. All right, I have another idea. I got more dowels. I don't know if they're gonna fit though. Way too small. Thought that was 1/4 inch. That's way too big. Maybe I can drill this out to fit this plug. Who's going to be there in Morgantown? Sorry, I forgot to ask. Yeah, alright. And I don't think I have, well, let's see. So I want to use a dowel that's this size in diameter to reinforce this joint. This is the weak one. This is where the glue up is most susceptible to failing. But if you take a look at it this way, I don't know if I have a drill bit in that diameter that's that long. So run over to the drill press and grab my drill bits and see if it fits. Might work. Yeah. Yeah, WVU won big against, who did WVU beat yesterday? Was it North Carolina? Sorry, I've been working. I can't remember who the hell they beat. That might be the right size. See if it fits. I haven't watched a game yet either. This dowel works. Nope. What size dowel is this? That's 1/4 inch. Because I need something to go across this joint here. We'll deal with that later. Something broke. Scooch this out of the way. I did not clean up the shop yesterday. Everything is still a complete mess. Yeah, that's a 1/4 inch dowel. Why is that so small? Maybe it wobbled. Maybe 5/16, maybe. Isn't this 5/16? It's 3/16. Where did the drill bit go for the paper towel holder I made? Because these use the same dowels. I think 5/16 is right, but I have no idea where I put that bit. So all right, maybe we won't reinforce that joint tonight, and we won't plug that hole. Actually, we can plug this hole. We're gonna plug this hole. This one is, oh, this one's 5/16. Let's plug this hole for now. It seems to be sturdy enough to stand up to like movement. Trying to figure out, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to drill out that hole to a bigger diameter and then glue in a dowel. No, it's not stuck in the drill press. It's a very good question though. This is not going to be good. So hopefully that's just big enough to... Not that one. There we go. Alright, we can stick this oak dowel in there. We'll glue that in, let it dry. And then I can find the right drill for this joint. Grab some glue. Paper towel. After I logged off last night and glued the carcass together, I did encounter some troubles. There was some cussing involved. I couldn't get the biscuits to line up perfectly. I thought I had it right, but it was off a little bit, so there's no biscuits in that joint. It's just butt joint. I'm going to go grab a hammer and tap that into place. I think it's already kind of firmly footed in, but doesn't hurt. Whoops. It's in there now. We'll give that time to dry. That'll plug that hole in the face, or the side of it. Let's turn our attention to I grew up in bowling alleys. My dad was a good bowler and always worked in them and managed them. So I learned how to cuss at a pretty early age. Actually, now that I think about it, people that bowl are modern day pirates. You know, cuss like a sailor, you drink like a sailor, you do other stuff like a sailor. Pirate, not a sailor. Well, sailor. Let's go back to the front here. So, it's a pretty snug fit, but just loose enough, well, not that way, it's this panel. this way. I need the tops to line up. But I have to mark. So I plan on putting dowels in the side that run in these tracks. This was a climb cut. That's why there's a big chip out there. But the bottom depth, the bottom distance should be pretty close on both sides. Get you a little closer. There's the groove I routed for the dowel to go into. And the depth of that dowel should be pretty similar to both sides because I did mark it on the router table. And then this was a climb cut and it got away from me for a little bit. Doesn't matter though. So I've kind of been thinking about it all day. It's like, how am I going to install dowels on the side of this panel that correspond to the same depth so there's the bottom. Let's see if it's coming through. There's the bottom of one groove and there's the bottom of the other groove. So I was thinking maybe I could put a I don't know, a pencil lead. What I should have done was, let's see if a dowel locator pin fits. Got a little drippage here. Turn that up. All right, let's grab some dowel locator pins and see if we can squeeze the panel in between the dowel locators. Oh, what's going on, Jake? Glad you could join me, bro. So, I got the gimbal that follows around, and then I've also got the cell phone for close-ups. There's my glue bottle and my drill. Sorry guys, I'm probably not getting much done tonight. It's Friday, it's been a long week. If I can get that panel installed, that'd be great. And then I also got the laptop where I can stand over here and talk. So yeah, I'm working multiple cameras. It's a little confusing. With a little more technology, it would be a little cleaner. I'll grab my dowel locator pins. I keep using these little Craig things. These little Craig bins. I think my dowel locator pins are in one of these. Yeah, it's in this one. Maybe I can install a 1/4-inch dowel locator in one of these grooves and then slide the panel down to a depth and it'll scratch to the point where that's still on there. Uh-oh. Sorry guys. Lost track of where the camera was. That's not gonna work. I have an idea though. Maybe. Alright, so the dowel locator pin, which is this little guy here, that's a 1/4 inch. See how far that sticks out? Maybe I can drill deeper a 1/4 inch and then drill out the diameter of the outer ring. Put this in place on both sides. And then drop the panel in. Actually drop it in from the bottom, flip it over, and it'll scratch the edge of the panel. And that might work. I don't know how else to do this. I've been thinking about it all day. So it's like, unless you just have crayons. I don't own crayons anymore though. Crayons. Yeah, shooting the breeze. Shooting the breeze, man. That's a, a pirate would say, oh, honey, why are you home so late? No, I stayed there. I was shooting the shit with the boys. I don't know if I want to drill that groove out anymore, though. Yeah, back in the day, man. I mean, I say back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, going out bowling was, there wasn't much to do back then. I just don't know how else to indicate. So if I turn this back this way, insert this panel this way, if I install some kind of line indicator here and then just scratch it, that will give me the depth. I could measure it, but I don't think it's going to be precise. Avast! Ahoy, matey! Oh, Navy, man. I don't know if Jake's still there. You know what makes good sailors? Not calm waters. What do I have that can mark a line? Maybe there's a nail. Maybe I could put a nail in there. Or a pin. Or, okay, we're working with dowels. What if we cut the head off of a dowel? What if we tape it in place here? With the tape hanging off the edge. I don't know, that might wiggle. Let's just measure it. How about we do that? See how terrible that goes. Tell you what, let's, we're gonna leave you there for 1 second. I'll be right back. I have to go do some pirate stuff. All right, we're back from the pirate stuff. Just gonna reach for my tape measure, which is usually right here, but I don't know where it's at. No, it's on the table. I didn't do any cleanup last night. All right, for fun, let's put the tape measure on there, and then maybe we can debate. So, got the tape measure there. It's a hair under 9 inches. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Ooh! Look how good that looks. That looks like 8 7/8. And I think if it's off, I could probably chisel some of the dowel off. And if I'm wrong, just flush cut it and try again. What do we say, 8 7/8? I don't know, what are we thinking, guys? All right, let's get some crap out of the way. We'll figure out. Phone keeps falling. Let's get the drill bits out of here. All right, what side? I'm going to flip this around my way. It's going to be a little counterintuitive. So now you're looking at the top of the planter box. I'm facing the bottom. And this isn't, the panel is perfectly square, but the frame's not. So it looks really good one direction, and that's really loose that way. Let's turn it. I think yeah, that's the way we want. I had to leave some room for this thing to slide. Let's mark the top and the bottom. What do we say, 8 7/8? Eight 9/16, huh? Ooh. All right. Let me mark the up. This is the top. I will take that challenge. I have my adjustable square should be able to reach the depths. Now keep in mind, we don't want to find the bottom of the dowel, we want to find the center of that 1/4 inch dowel. So I'm grabbing my adjustable square. What do you got? You said 8 9/16, 15/16. What did I say? 8 7. Now I'm confused. I don't remember what I said. 8 19 9/16. So that's 8 8/16. This seems way off. Eight 9/16 is still way short. All right, let's try this again. So I've got it set to 8 9/16. I should have been using the square the entire time. Loosen that. Alright. Oh, actually, we can figure out the center of the hole just by the apex of the groove. I came up with that. 8.5. You know, oh, okay. I got an idea. This is how we do it. Let's drill out the bottom of that. Let's drill out the bottom of that groove a little deeper. Stick a dowel in it. We know the dowel is 1/4 inch, give or take a hair. Then I can put the adjustable square on it, measure it, and then just add a 1/4 inch, give or take a hair. I think. That sounds like a really, it's not scientific, but it sounds better than just putting an adjustable square or tape measure on it. Where'd my adjustable square go? I think it's over here. It's got to be in one of these drawers. Can you guys see in these drawers? Where'd I leave that drill guide? Throw it in this drawer? No. Oh, it's on the bench. I just walked away from it. Oh. So we're going to do stop tracking. See if it zooms in a little bit. Not working real well. We'll leave it there. Let's try this. I should be clamping stuff down, but we're not going to. Just want to make sure this is the right bit we're going to use. Yep. Alright, now we're going to drill this so that I can put a 1/4 inch dowel in there. Oh, that's a terrible angle. Let's do this. See if this works. Now we can stick a dowel in. Just hopefully not drill through it. So let's grab a dowel, stick it in there. Should be straight because of the drill guide. Then I can use the adjustable square to figure out the difference, give or take. Did I really not pound that? Really? I thought I got after it. Yep, we gotta go deeper, boys. Let's go a little deeper. At least it didn't pop through the front this time. There we go. Now maybe I should also go as far as doing up, right, and left, because it's not like I had a micrometer over at the router table when I routed these holes. So maybe I should do the same thing to that side. I think so. And then on the panel, mark left and right. So we know this is up. This should be left. This should be right. Sounds good to me. I don't know. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Put this down. I still don't understand what happened to this door. Oh, there we go. Bag was in the way. So in order to do this, I'm going to do that. All right, and then you should be able to see. Now I'm not left-handed. So when you do, if you do something like this with your offhand, it's called the stranger. Just gave it the old stranger. See if this fits. Still bottomed out. All right. Well, you know. That's a terrible angle. That's deep enough. There we go. All right. Now I think we're getting somewhere. So first of all, I think this dowel over here is dry enough for me to flush cut. So I can get that out of the way because I can't turn it on its side right now. But if you look here, see if I can zoom in a little bit. If you look here, I've got the dowels to the bottom of each groove. So, maybe I can take our panel, set it on here, and then mark the tops here and add 1/4 inch to both sides for the depth of that dowel. No, not 1/4 inch. An eighth of an inch for the center of the dowel. And if it's off, so I can set these on the dowel. This is what I think. I can mark the distance here on both sides, flush with the top. And then add what? What's half of 1/4 inch? 1/8. So add 1/8 to the difference, and that will be the center point for the dowel, I think. Yeah. Half of 1/4 is 1/8. That's the cool part about the standard system. People that don't actually think about it is like novices, people, oh, the metric system is better. Well, what's half of 0.273 or 275? Who knows? But what's half of 1/4? 1/8. You just double the bottom number. That's why the standard system is better. All right, getting off my soapbox. Let's measure here, or draw a line here and here, and we'll add 1/8 of an inch. All right. Let's mark here somehow. I wonder how thick if this thing right here is 1/8 of an inch, then I don't have to do anything. I just mark a line. It's pretty thick metal. It's not 1/8 of an inch. That'd be too easy. We're just going to mark a line and add 1/8 of an inch. See what we got. I think it's going to work. Woo! Just keep it lined up with, yeah, we're here. Let's keep it lined up like that. It should be pretty perpendicular. And broke my pencil lead. Come over here. Put it on the wrong board. That's pretty cool. Actually, we'll allow it. All right. So now what we're going to do is transfer this line down to that one, to that board, because that's the index of the whole thing, is the plywood panel. The poplar frames doesn't really, So we'll draw this line down through the plywood panel, add 1/8 of an inch, insert our dowel, and see what happens. Leave that way. Gonna go get a square. And then I think I'm just gonna eyeball the middle of the plywood panel. Then we'll add 1/8 of an inch that way. Did I miss anything in the college basketball world today? There's during my day job, there's like 5 people that I encounter that always tell me sports news. And I didn't ask him today if there was any upsets. Yesterday, a guy was telling me about the Wisconsin upset. So we need to go an 1/8 of an inch deeper. This way. This is why I need some setup blocks. Just use this thing. I feel like something happened. There's not much feedback. Alright, so 1/8 of an inch this way. We'll draw that line out. And 1/8 of an inch this way. Alright, let's figure out how to drill this hole. Okay. Trying to figure out a way to film this. I don't know if there is a way. I don't think there is one. I'm drilling on the edge of a panel. So let's just do what we got to do. I mean, in theory, this should work. Should be sound. I know something's wrong. Oh well. Let's grab a couple small clamps. Clamp this down. Drill our hole and see if it works. If it works, probably done. If not, we'll figure it out when we get there. I'm just lightly holding that in place. Alright, so what I like to do is stick the drill through the drill guide. Line up the Forstner bit. And it's plywood, so you can see all the plies. Just find the center one. Line it up with the mark we got. All right. Let's see how deep we can get a dowel in here. It's got to go deeper than that. It's not focusing, but the groove I routed is not that deep. It might be that deep. It might. Let's try it out. It's not. It's not that deep. Let's try again. We gotta go deeper. Faux show. That should be deep enough. See what we got here. Yeah. See? We just got a little nub sticking out. Glue that in place. That should work. We gotta flip this around. Oh no. See? A slight upgrade in technology around the shop is going to make a world of difference. If I had one more webcam, I wouldn't need to use this remote. I can use my phone and it actually tells me which camera that I can zoom in on. If I use the remote, I'm guessing, I'm not guessing, it's muscle memory on which menu option I'm choosing. Well, let's see if this slides into place. Oh, let's get that dowel out of the way. Woo! That thing is in there. Just grab the pliers and dig them out. I know something's wrong with the chat because it's not updating. There we go. All right, let's see if it at least snags on this side. So here's our panel, fake panel. Hopefully it hits about, maybe it's upside down. Maybe it's not sticking out. Do I have it upside down? What the hell? I don't understand. I think the dowel is slipping and making it still fall. It's not catching on the bottom. It just keeps going in. Interesting. Go ahead and drill the other hole. Put the dowel in, see if it works. If it works, great. If not, I think we might have to actually glue the dowel into place so it quits slipping, because I think it's poking itself in. Lightning and broom thunder. But let's not drill the other side in so deep, just to make it, we might have to, just to make it stick a little more. Lightning and broom thunder. Be right back. Gotta do some pirate stuff real quick. I think the chat is really far behind. Because I just now got nice. I'll rest nicely tonight. I do love a good storm. So I'm interested to find out if that chat came a long time ago or if it just happened. I suspect it came a long time ago. I mean, if that's a current chat, I mean, I'm not, it is what it is. You show up with what you show up. I'm not inspecting people around here. Unless you want me to frisk you. Yeah. I suspect the chat was way laggy. So we got a dowel on that side. Let's add a dowel to this side. See if it works a little better this time. That dowel might actually keep it in place. I haven't actually touched any of the good stuff. Just been fire water. All right. Let's hope this works. Let's hope this. I drilled that out too far. Let's see if this works. Please, please, please. Oh, I know what's going on here. There we go. Which side's got the? Okay. That actually might work in my favor as a locking mechanism. See how it's getting stuck? There's a... I'm running into... Let's switch to this. When I cut the groove on that leg, that's a climb cut, so it started to get away from me. It's straightened out here. And that should be the same depth as the other side. But it got away from me there, and it's kind of hanging up. So I gotta see if I can get around that. It's not really so much get around it. It just has to go backwards. All right. So when you insert this panel, there we go, boys. What the? What happened? Do I have it upside down? What happens if I turn it around? Oh, woo. I mean, it's a little off. It's a smidge off. But look, that side's pretty close to flush. So if I lower this side, all right, let's zoom in. This side is pretty close to flush. It's just off a little bit. The problem is this side. So maybe I can chisel a little bit off of that dowel and then it'll lower down and also level off this side. But overall, man, the science works. Science. And actually, I'm going to install a couple more dowels on the top to keep it from doing that. Let's go ahead and do that just to eliminate some variables. We're just going to randomly drill a couple more dowel holes in this area to keep it from pivoting. What axis would axis? So you got the X, Y, that would be Z going this way, the Z axis. Tell you what, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add 2 more dowels here for tonight, and I'm going to consider that a win. Barry, you were here yesterday. You saw the horse crap performance I put on yesterday. But I was more preoccupied with the technological aspect of the live stream instead of the woodworking. And today I've been more, not analytical, but more thoughtful of the woodworking, more comfortable. So if I can get a couple more dowels in here and keep this from pivoting on the Z axis, axis, I think we're going to call it tonight, and then tomorrow I'll figure out how to adjust it, and then we'll add. Man, that dowel cut is really deep. Come on, dowel. The little bastard's in there, man. There we go. So, as I was saying, if I can tonight just... This is going to take some refining. What the hell happened? That's what happened. We gotta glue these into the right depth. But for tonight, the goal is insert 2 more dowels just to keep those from wiggling this way, regardless of depth of these corners to be flush. And then tomorrow we'll mill up the top and then the inside. At first, I thought I was going to put complete bottoms, like total flat bottoms, like sheets of plywood here and here for the plants. But it's going to be outside. It's going to collect water. My wife's going to water the plants if they're real. I'd probably prefer fake plants. So I think I'm just going to do slats. Like slats 6 inches deep and then slats across the bottom for the cooler. It's my thought. Let's drill 2 more dowel holes tonight, call it a night. And this would be what I'm calling is a much better a success story compared to yesterday's live stream. Ooh, spring turkey season. So we're doing this side of it? Yeah, because I went up doing it upside down. Yeah, it's gotta be on the what I marked as the bottom side. So anywhere on the bottom side should work. Let's do this just for I just need like 3 or 4 or 5 more cameras, and then I think that would be good. See if that lines up. I'm just arbitrary. It doesn't matter top to bottom. It just has to be in line with the center of that dowel. Ah, slippage. It's hard to do this without clamping it down. Don't think that's deep enough. Let's find out. Let's grab a couple more dowels and see what happens here. Yeah, that's not deep enough. At this point, I don't think I actually need. I might drill these in place tonight. Or glue them into place tonight. Even that should keep that from slipping tonight. Let's go ahead and try this out. Just adding 1 dowel should keep it from slipping a little bit. Yeah. See, even 1 dowel keeps that. Is that not tracking? Oh, over here. Come over here. See, it's not slipping so much. But I need another dowel on that side, and then we'll figure out how to level this tomorrow. I think shaving just a little bit off that dowel down there will do it. I just like saying dowel. Hey, I'm Dowell. This is my brother Dowell. My other brother Dowell. It's a Bob Newhart reference. Yeah, up there's fine. All right, after this, I think this is it, boys. We'll test fit, make sure it doesn't wobble out. And we'll figure out how to. Oh Oh, you probably want a close-up. See how this works. Should be deep enough. See, I buried that one too deep. Could be. Actually, what I'm going to do is cut off a dowel and stuff it in there. It'll work. What the hell? Come out! Why won't you come out? What the hell? Alright, we're just going to plug this one in, see if it works. If it works, it works. I do have to fix that dowel on that side though. That bottom one. Oh! It's even closer. That side's, yeah, real flush. Alright, let's zoom in here. We'll figure it out. So, the shop is a complete mess. Look at the mess. But, we made this box. It's not really, I mean, it wiggles a little bit, but it's supposed to move. Then something happened. Alright, something happened there. I don't know what happened. Anyways, I think I accomplished more than I wanted to tonight with no mistakes. I'll figure out how to make that level out tomorrow. And then while the glue dries on the dowels that are holding this door in place, I'll mill the lumber that goes around the top to conceal the plywood and the frames. And if we have time, maybe we can make slats that go across the bottom to hold the planter, and then the very bottom that holds the cooler. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. It's not great, but anyways, thanks for hanging out. Your support, hanging out with me in the shop, I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. I've opened up a YouTube channel, or not the channel. I've opened a community page on the YouTube channel where you can go there, post pictures of the projects you're working on. You can post pictures of your dog. You can post pictures of the deer that live outside of your house that you feed. You can tell woodworking jokes. Yeah, so go there, check it out, share your story. Now you just watch me do this, whatever the hell that is. Get up and do it yourself.